So in this video, we're just going to preview what a Cornell notebook will look like, or a study notebook. You don't have to call it a Cornell notebook because you could do different versions of it, but I'm just going to show you some of the features of a Cornell notebook. So the first thing that you need to remember is that a Cornell notebook should be spiral bound, or you can do it in a binder. If you tend to be someone who loses things easily, this is probably the best book. Try and make sure that you get a good high quality. This one has a vinyl cover, okay? And if you take a look, this one has quite a few pages. So this is a honors chemistry Cornell notebook, high school honors chemistry, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to show you is that these notebooks should have a nice table of contents. And if you look, there's multiple pages of the table of contents, okay? So one of the things that you should do when you start your Cornell notebook is leave a few pages at the beginning so that you can have all of your table of contents at the beginning of the notebook. So leave, I would say, at least 3, maybe 4 pages to add table of contents, okay? And as you add things, you're going to put page numbers. Okay, so every single page reference tells you what is on that page. So if you're looking for something, you can always go through and find that page. Okay, so I'm just going to skip ahead, and I'm going to ask you guys to look at what's on page 79. 79 has notes, and it's about balancing chemical reactions. Okay, so we're going to turn to page 79. And I'm just going to flip here because I've already made note of it. Okay. And so if you take a look, it says balancing chemical equations. And the essential question is, how do we account for all of the atoms in a chemical reaction? So when you have a chemical reaction, you have all kinds of atoms that are moving around and changing places and things like that. And so when this person learned the lesson, they took notes in their Cornell notebook. Okay. Now you can make a margin down the side to add little notes to yourself. This one says recall an important coefficients rule, okay? And so here they talk about what coefficients are in chemistry, okay? And if you take a look, this note page was really long. It was a lot of notes. So what they did was they took another piece of paper and just attached it to the bottom, so it folded up and all of the notes are on one page. Okay, if you note, they have their page number up there, they have their title, and then their essential question. What are they taking the notes on? On the left side of the page, what most people do is use this side of the page to do practice questions, vocabulary, different kinds of things that your teacher might ask you to do just to practice your knowledge. So in this case, the balancing chemical equations. So the teacher gave some chemical equations and they had to balance the equations. So that's where some of the work was done on this page. Okay. You could also put some work that your teacher might ask you to help you remember things. This is like a little foldable booklet, okay? And if you take a look, these are ways to help you remember things by putting them in organized ways, okay? So this is obviously honors chemistry, pretty difficult subject, but you see that the person is practicing doing their Cornell notebook. Okay, so that's the end of part 1. I'm just going to stop there, and I'll do a part 2 so that you can take a little break and talk about it, and then we'll look at another one.